Hey parents, this is Jordan Mims again with this week's Parent Discipleship Tip. You know, one of my fondest memories was the night of my ordination when my home church ordained me as a pastor to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. I remember during the ordination service, my pastor had my wife and I sit at the front pew. And after he preached over us and spoke over us, that he invited all the men of the church and especially the deacons to come and to one by one lay their hands over us, lay their hands on us and pray over us. And I remember these men coming one by one as they're laying their hands and praying audibly over us, and these men praying prayers of blessings and praying prayers of encouragement, praying that God would use us in the ministry. And I remember how special that was and how impacting that was to me. Thinking about that and thinking about praying and parenting, one of the things I got to thinking about is that oftentimes we pray for our children a lot. You may pray for your child all throughout the day, but how often do you actually pray over your children? You know, you may be saying, well, I pray with them at night, you know, before they go to bed, or maybe, you know, when we're praying together as a family for blessing a meal. But when was the last time you actually laid your hand on their shoulder, held their hand, and prayed audibly over them? Prayed that God would use them. Pray specific things into their lives. And so that's my tip today. I encourage you, maybe every morning if you can, before you go out the door, before your child goes off to the bus, or before you drop them off at school, that you would lay your hands on them and pray over them and pray into their lives. Because I know that prayer is powerful. I know that God uses prayer, and God speaks through prayer, and we're able to speak to Him. But oftentimes as we pray, we are lining ourselves up with the Creator, and it gets our focus on Him. And so every morning, if your child is being prayed over, they are thinking about God, and you, if you are praying over them that God would use them to be light in the darkness. If you're praying over them that they would be counterculture, that they would bring Jesus and the love of Christ to their friends, to their peers, and to their schools, or to whatever activities they're involved in. How impacting is that in their life? And so men especially, fathers, I encourage you to pray over your children. So often it's the women that lead the spiritualness in the family, but that's not what the Bible tells us. But for the men, and how I remember my father praying times over me, not every morning, but he would pray over me, and I remember how rich that was for me. So I encourage you to begin even today to pray over your children. And so I hope this has been an encouragement to you. I know that I'm praying for you, that I'm here for you, and that I love you. And my prayer for your children is not to be healthy, wealthy, and wise. My prayer for your children is that they would grow to be godly men and women that love Jesus and that will spend their lives giving glory to His name. That's my prayer for your children. Love you. Hope to see you next time.